Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 862nd day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Russia has lost approximately 548,580 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war. The number, which has not been independently verified, includes 1,110 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 10 tanks, 11 armored combat vehicles, 54 artillery systems, 57 drones, 54 vehicles, and 5 pieces of special equipment. The third Patriot air defense system from Germany has arrived in Ukraine, and Latvia will deliver the next package of drones to Ukraine as part of the drone coalition. The package includes more than 2,500 combat drones worth €4 million. The Russians launched 130 combat clashes and carried out 38 airstrikes, including 76 anti-aircraft missiles on the territory of Ukraine. They also used 473 kamikaze drones and carried out 2,800 attacks on the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements using various types of weapons. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War, Russian President Vladimir Putin explicitly rejected Russian participation in any meaningful negotiations on a ceasefire agreement, instead demanding Ukraine's irreversible demilitarization as a precondition for any ceasefire agreement. Putin is thus demanding that Ukraine effectively surrender in advance of any ceasefire. Russian Federal Security Service officers reportedly detained the commander of the Russian 83rd Guards Airborne Assault Brigade, Colonel Artyom Gorodilov, on fraud charges on July 3 following reports of the brigade suffering heavy losses in the Kharkiv direction in June 2024. Russian President Vladimir Putin supported the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's efforts to expand its presence in Central Asia and will likely use an increased presence as one of its levers to expand Russian influence in the region. The U.S. Department of Defense announced the purchase of $2.2 billion worth of U.S.-produced air defense interceptors and an aid package worth $150 million for Ukraine on July 3. Russian Security Council Deputy Chairperson Dmitry Medvedev claimed on July 4 that around 190,000 Russians signed military service contracts during the first 6 months of 2024 during a Russian Ministry of Defense meeting about staffing the Russian military with contract soldiers. Russian forces recently advanced near Kreminna, Avdiivka, and Donetsk City. In Zelensky's daily video he spoke about 3 areas. Firstly, military and strategic decisions. He focused heavily on drones and electronic warfare, covering production, financing, supply, and usage. Reports were heard from key military and governmental leaders, and significant decisions were made that will impact the front lines, especially concerning FPV and long-range drones. Secondly, defense and diplomatic efforts. Defense Minister Umerov updated on his U.S. trip, emphasizing the push to implement announced defense packages. Additionally, a NATO summit and a NATO-Ukraine Council meeting are upcoming, with new security agreements being prepared to strengthen Ukraine's security architecture until NATO membership is finalized. Lastly, acknowledgements and gratitude. State awards were presented to outstanding Ukrainian police officers, and special thanks were extended to the U.S. for their support, especially on their Independence Day, highlighting the shared commitment to defending freedom and independence against Russian aggression. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.